Hey everybody, my name is Ron Cantor and you're watching Out of Zion on God TV. We've spent several days here in Nazareth Village. It's really amazing to learn exactly how Yeshua would have lived 2,000 years ago. Not the Nazareth of today, but the Nazareth of Yeshua's time. And I'm here with Nathaniel, who's been telling us a little bit about how Yeshua lived. And this is what, Nathaniel?
This is, we're in our olive press, and this is the first step in making olive oil, and that is the crushing stone. And so we've got the basin and the crushing. We pick the olives off of the trees in October and November, put them in the basin, and tie a donkey to the beam who moves the stone round and round. It's very heavy. It smashes the olives to smithereens. And then we're ready for further stages of extracting the oil.
Wow, this is pretty amazing. How much does this weigh? Do you have any idea?
It's about 600 or 700 kilos, maybe 1,300 or 1,400 pounds.
Wow. So Nathaniel, where did you find this olive press? And I saw a wine press. Did you guys build these?
So the buildings that you've seen, like the synagogue, the carpentry shop, and also the weaver shop and the olive press, are buildings that we built from scratch, but based on the archaeology and the materials and the styles of building they were using. But we actually found a very exciting archaeological find on our site. We found a wine press that we know was being used 2,000 years ago because we found pieces of pottery from that period, and also the remains of terraces on our property, which we rebuilt. So it's clear that we have a vineyard here on our property 2,000 years ago.
Wow, and a 2,000-year-old wine press.
Yes. So Nazareth Village is really a brainchild of an Arab Christian who grew up in Nazareth, and I always wondered what the Nazareth of Jesus' day would have looked like. And he saw all these tourists coming into the country and thought, they're not really seeing what life would be like. And so he came up with this idea. He ended up being a doctor at the head of, at the hospital at the top of the hill, and they had this undeveloped property, and he proposed to them to create the village here, and they agreed and even helped out by giving some seed money. And so we created this village, and it's really been going since the year 2000. Last year we had almost 70,000 visitors from about 110 countries who've come to see what the lifetime of Jesus would have looked like. We not only show people how life would have been like, but also put Jesus' words and his parables in context so they can really understand them. They see it, and then we talk about the text.
That's a big deal what you said right there, because anybody can open up the Bible and read it, but context is everything. If you don't understand the context or the background, you don't understand the passage.
Absolutely. So one of the things, for example, that we talk about when we talk about the olive press is the fact that Gethsemane means olive press. And so we hearken back to what Jesus is experiencing in Gethsemane, this pressure and stress that he's under, that he's sweating blood. And this is reminiscent of the squeezing that happens of the olives to extract the oil in the press.
And if you don't know that Gethsemane means olive press, you miss that.
Yes, that's hard to follow unless you understand those things.
Wow. Well, listen, thank you so much for being with us. This has been great. I've learned so much. And if you want more information, there is a website.
NazarethVillage.com.
Very easy to remember, NazarethVillage.com. Thank you so much, Nathaniel.
My pleasure. Thank you, Ron.
Make sure you go to God.tv so you never miss an episode.
Alfa.